Hello, and welcome to TD's Pokemon Lair. I'm TD and this is the Lair. Today, it's time to open up a box of 10 Pokemon cards I sent to PSA a while ago. Got them back in this box, professionally packaged. Let me get them out of here and we'll see what grades I got. Alright, let's go! Check out this 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Mankey, a first edition, the number 61 card of this set. I think the front of this card is very clean. There's no scratches, creases, or bends to affect a grade. Our centering from top to bottom and left to right I think is all within the tolerances. And looking at our corners and our edges, I did not see any damage that would also affect a grade. As we take a look at the back of the card, you can see that our centering from top to bottom and left to right I think is all real close to the tolerances. Our surface of the card shows no damage like creases, bends, scratches, or any other problems. Looking at our corners and our edges, you can see that the upper right corner has some slight damage and that would affect our grade. And the grade this Mankey is going to get is a mint 9. That's pretty good. I like it. Let's look at this 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Meowth, a first edition, the number 62 card. Meowth's graphics look great. There's no scratches, creases, or bends. Looking at our centering from top to bottom and left to right, I think those are all real close to the tolerances or within. Looking at our corners and our edges, I did not find any damage. Flipping the card over and looking at the back, our surface is just as clean as the front. There's no damage like creases, bends, or scratches. Our centering looks really good also. They're from top to bottom and left to right. I think those are all within the tolerances. Looking for any damage on our corners and our edges, the only damage I can see is on that upper right corner, and it's very minor, but it'll probably take us out of a 10 grade. And Meowth will receive a grade of mint 9. That's what I thought it'd get, and that's nice. Here is a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Oddish, a first edition, the number 63 card. Looking at the front of this card, I don't see any damage like creases, bends, or scratches, but there looks like there might be a little blemish on the upper left corner, right where the green interior meets the yellow border, and right above that corner on the edge is a green printing mark. Our centering from top to bottom, left to right, I think is all within the tolerances. Our corners and our edges, I do not find any damage. Flip the card over and look at the back of the card. Our centering looks really good. I think it's all within tolerance from top to bottom and left to right. Looking at our corners and our edges, the only thing I can see is there might be some slight damage on that lower right corner. Looking at our surface though, I don't see any problems like creases, bends, or scratches. This should be a pretty good card. The grade is going to be a excellent mint 6. What? I don't understand that. That card looked a lot better than a 6. I don't understand why it went that low. Wow. We're looking at a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Ponyta, a first edition, the number 64 card. Looking at the front of this card, the graphics are bright and clear. There's no scratches, creases, or bends that I can see. Looking at our corners and our edges, I think they're free of any damage. Looking at our centering from top to bottom and left to right, I think it's all within the tolerance. Hopefully this will be a good card. As we flip it over and look at the back, I'm liking what I see. I don't see any creases, bends, scratches, or any other damage to the graphics or the surface. Looking at our centering from top to bottom and left to right, that all looks really good, I think, within the tolerances. Looking at our corners and our edges, the only thing I can see, there might be a very small speck of damage on that upper left corner. And the grade's going to be excellent mint 6. What the heck? Man, that's highway robbery. That should have been a lot better grade. Wow. Let me show you this 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Psyduck, a first edition, the number 65 card. This graphics look really clean. I don't see any problems there. There's no scratches, creases, or bends on the surface. Looking at our centering from top to bottom, it might be slightly towards the top. Left to right centering I think is within the spec or tolerance. Looking at our corners and our edges, I did not find any damage. Turn the card over and look at the back of the card, and you can look at our surface. I do not see any creases, bends, scratches, or any other problems. Looking at our centering from top to bottom, it's slightly towards the top, and left to right though, I think it's within the tolerance. Looking at our corners and our edges, I see a little bit of damage on that upper right corner. And we'll get a grade of mint 9. Now that's a good grade. You're looking at a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Rattata, a first edition, the number 66 card. Looking at the front of this card, our centering from left to right and top to bottom, I think looks really close to the tolerances or within. Our surface of the card looks really good. There's no scratches, creases, or real big bends or anything like that. Looking at our corners and our edges, they all look really good except above the R of Rattata, just on that upper edge on the left corner, you can see that it looks like it's bent out towards the front of the card. I bet you there's something on the back that's going to be there too. As we look to the back of the card, we'll look at our surface, and it looks really good. On the main surface of the graphics, there's no bends, creases, or that, but on the upper right corner, the upper edge, there's a slight bend in the card that reciprocated from what we saw up front. Looking at our centering from left to right and top to bottom, I think that's all within the tolerances. Like I said, the main card doesn't have any problems on the surfaces, and our corners and our edges also look really clean and free of damage. And we're going to get a grade of near mint 7. That's not too bad with that slight bend. This card is a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Slowpoke, a first edition, the number 67 card. Looking at the front of this card, there's no issues with the surface like creases, bends, or scratches. Our graphics look clean. There's no, our centering from left to right, I think is slightly towards the right, and centering from top to bottom is slightly towards the top. Looking at our corners and our edges, I do not find any damage. Looking to the back, I can see that our surface is still free of any creases, bends, or scratches, or any other damage. Our centering from left to right looks really close to the tolerance, or within. Our centering from top to bottom looks a little towards the top, and looking at our corners and our edges, I think they're really clean. I didn't see any damage. And the grade we're going to get is a mint 9. I like it a lot. Let's check out this 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Squirtle, a first edition, the number 68 card. This card, I love Squirtle as one of my favorite Pokemon. The graphics look great. There's no scratches, creases, or bends on the surface. Our centering from top to bottom and left to right, I think, is all within the tolerances. And looking at the edges and corners, I did not see any damage. Flipping the card around, you can see that the back looks very clean. There's no scratches, creases, bends, or dirt. Our centering from left to right, I think, is slightly towards the right, but maybe within the tolerance. The top to bottom centering, I think, is within the tolerance. Looking at our corners and our edges, there's a speck on the upper left corner, and a little bit of damage on the upper right corner. And Squirtle's going to get a good grade of mint 9. I like that 9 for a Squirtle. We are looking at a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Voltorb, a first edition, the number 69 card. I like this card. It looks really great. There's no scratches, creases, or bends that'll affect the grade. Looking at our centering from top to bottom and left to right, I think it's all really close to the tolerances. Looking at our corners and our edges, they're free of any damage that I can find. As we gander at the back of the card, our centering looks really good from all four sides. I think that's all within the tolerances from top to bottom and left to right. Looking at our surface, I did not find any scratches, creases, or bends. Looking at our corners and our edges, the two right corners have some very slight damage. And that's going to get us a grade of mint 9. That's good for that old card. I'm showing you this 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Zubat, a first edition, the number 70 card. This one looks really nice. I love the graphics. Zubat's a pretty cool Pokemon. Looking at our centering from left to right and top to bottom, I think those are all within the tolerances. Our surface shows no signs of any damage like creases, bends, or scratches. Looking at our corners and our edges, I did not find any damage that would affect a grade. Let's take a look at the back of the card, and I see that our centering looks really good from all four sides. Top and bottom and left to right are all within the tolerances. Our surface shows no signs of any creases, bends, or scratches. Looking at our corners and our edges, the only thing I can see is some slight damage on that upper right corner. And Zubat's going to garner a grade of mint 9. That's pretty darn good. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the content. Please like and subscribe, and always remember, you got to catch them all. Have a great day.